Hello everyone, and welcome to the February 2026 Energetic Insights. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Deepika Mystery, and I'm an intuitive guide, energy healer, coach, and a consultant. And for over 6 years now, I've been sharing these insights on a month-by-month basis, and it's really geared up for those of you that are becoming more and more consciously aware of your intuitive and energetic abilities and are looking for some practical guidance to help you to navigate your way through. So if this sounds like you, welcome, you're here at the right place. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it's the 10th of February, so I'm so sorry for getting these insights out to you guys so late. Apologies for that, but boy oh boy oh boy, the energies this month are nuts, absolutely nuts. Before I dive into the energies for February, I've got a couple of quick announcements. The first one is the energetic alignment session, which is a group healing meditation journey, is taking place on Sunday the 22nd of February. At our usual time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, and 7 p.m. European time. And the theme this month is called Fire Horse Energy. It's going to be an amazing group session. Last month was wild. I mean, absolutely wild. And I'm super grateful for all of you guys that show up in these group sessions. I mean, I get so much out of it, and I know you guys do too. And it's so fun how the community is coming together. So if you're curious about that, do come along and join us this month. And then if you are looking for extra support, I still do have a few one-to-one spaces available. I do offer a 3-month or a 12-month program. If you're curious to hear more about that, do go ahead to my website, anumi.com/contact, drop me a message, and I'll get back to you to arrange a quick chat to see if it's something that is right for you. And then the third announcement is a little bit of an update on my book. I have one more chapter to write. We're getting there. I'm staying positive, but boy, oh boy, has that been a journey. And I think that it's everything has a perfect timing to it. And I feel that the final chapters, I feel that I had to move through what I needed to move through in January and February in order for me to write the final chapter. So super excited about getting going and finishing that off. If you haven't already done so, do go ahead to my website, anumi.com/book, and you can register your email address and name there, and you will be the first to know when I have a book update. And then if you haven't already subscribed, please do go ahead and subscribe to this channel, share it with your loved ones, your families, your co-workers, comment below and leave a thumbs up. All of this helps for me to grow this channel and for these messages to reach those that really need it at this time. All right, let's dive into the energies for February. And goodness gracious me, I don't know how many times I've recorded this intro. I've done it so many times. I'm so sick of my own voice already, but let's see if I can get through it this time round. February, oh my goodness, February feels like we are in the old and we're in the new, and it's like a passageway between the two. And there is this real sense of electrical fiery energy that is occurring at all levels: the cosmic level, the collective level, the personal level, and also the earth level. And it is moving through our bodies, it's moving through the earth, it's moving through the air, it's moving outside of the planet as well. And what is happening with this electrical fiery energy is that because we're in this passageway this month, and I feel this passageway is the whole month is a passageway. You know, January very much felt like the old energy, and March feels very much like the new energy, and February feels like we're in this in-between space, which is a passageway where we have to walk through both the old and the new. And what this is doing, because of the electrical and fiery nature of this energy, is revealing all the distortions on every single level once again. And the revelations of the distortion, whether it's within ourselves, whether it's in the collective, whether it's in the earth, is a preparation, because we're not going backwards to where we come from. And yet what we are in the process of creating where we're going. So it's not necessarily a destination, it's where we're going, and we're creating that as we're going through that. So there is a preparation. I feel this month is like a preparation before we get reorganized within ourselves. The earth gets reorganized, the collective gets reorganized, and the cosmos gets reorganized. So it's huge, and it's really hard for the mind to comprehend, but the body knows it, our hearts know it, and on a soul level we know it. And as I'm saying that, I have now got goosebumps moving up all the way through my body. So depending on where you are on your journey and who you are. And trust me, I felt all of these things. So I think we're all going to feel them at all levels. It just depends on where you kind of sit, and some of us will experience one more than the other. So there is this sense of unsettling and destabilizing energy, especially if we are ungrounded, and especially if our attention is out there versus inside. So, and if we're holding on to something really, really tightly. So if you're feeling this unsettling feeling or feeling destabilized, grounding is really good for that. It's also then kind of letting go of whatever you're holding on to. And notice what you're holding on to, because it will feel unsettling and destabilizing because the old is crumbling. So if you're holding on to it, it's going to destabilize you. There is no stability there anymore. Then we can then move into, once we let that go, many of us will then start to experience this energy of liberation and exhilaration. And it's really, really, really fun. This is a really fun energy in there. The key thing with this energy is to bring it into your body, bring it into your heart center, and then bring it all the way down and anchor it into the earth. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. So you can work with that energy. And the way to get to that energy is to actually let go. And then as we are in that energy, we start to expand. And as we expand, we start to feel overwhelmed because we're accessing new ways, new levels of being in, because many of us have been quite constricted in this old structure. We're expanding into who we truly are. And as we do that, we touch on energies that are new to us. So that can feel very overwhelming. But also as we're expanding, our sense of sensitivity, our psychic senses, and just our senses are expanding to a whole new level, and we are being recalibrated by all this electrical energy that's moving through us, through the solar flares, the solar storms, all of that is happening at the moment, the astrological alignments that is also going on. I don't know too much details about it, but I know lots of things are happening all at once at the moment. So it is important to then rest and allow your body to recalibrate. Otherwise, it's going to feel very, very, very overwhelming. And there's a tendency here that it's easy to burn out if you're not allowing yourself to rest and to recalibrate. So again, I have moved through all of them, and I think we're all going to be moving through all of them. So just know where you're at, and then you can take the right action to help you to kind of move through these energies. And as I mentioned in the January insights, February 15th, 16th and 17th, there is this real sense of forward momentum, being propelled forward. And the key thing is that we are going to be propelled forward on our path of destiny the more that we're in alignment with our soul's energy. So there's an opportunity here that's opening up to come into alignment. But there's also, some of us are going to be pushed deeper into our shadows, or the collective shadows. Again, it's pushing us through so that we can come out the other end. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if we're getting pushed into the shadows. Maybe on a soul level, we have signed up to do work at that level, and therefore it's going to be propelled forward so that you can then come out on the other side and then align to more of the higher frequencies and the energies. So there is so many different things that are happening and kicking off this month. Then on the February the 26th, the image that I was shown, and I think I got this date in last month's insight, is this kind of like a fork in the road. And there's like it's very much like a cartoon thing that I've been shown. So on one, there's a sign that says, choose what you have always chosen. And another sign that says, choose what you cannot yet see. What are you going to choose, right? So if you choose what you have always chosen, there's two different experiences in this. You will be the new you experiencing the old landscape, or the old you experiencing the old landscape. But if you choose what is yet to be seen, what cannot yet be seen, you will be the new you experiencing new landscape, and there's an opportunity to build something from the inside out. So from your own inner knowing. So this is why it's so important this month to keep coming back into your heart center, keep coming back and grounding from your heart center, and feeling the solidity of your body and anchoring yourself and going really sitting within yourself, because this is going to be the key. If you're floating away, it's going to be easy for you to kind of be pushed and pulled with all the different energies that are happening, and you're going to lose your sense of self. So it's really, really important to have that sense of self and keep strengthening it and keep going deeper within it. And with the energies this month, there are plenty of opportunities. So because things are moving so fast, and I've seen this play out for myself even in the last couple of weeks, and I'll go into some of the examples in a second. But we have an opportunity this month to really witness how we are abandoning ourselves and potentially projecting that onto other people. I'm seeing this playing out in my coaching sessions at the moment, and we're going back into really owning how we're abandoning ourselves and how we're giving up of ourselves for somebody else, for work, for family, for our partners, for our friendships, and then we lose a sense of ourselves. And we're doing that because we wanted to fit in, and we were taught that this is what it means to be loved, this is what it means to fit in. So we abandon ourselves. So this is about reclaiming those parts of ourselves that we have abandoned. So it's a great opportunity because it's all going to be laid out for us, and all we need to do is bring that back within ourselves. Another thing that's going to show up is just be a witness to where your energy leaks, where you're playing small, where you're fitting in. Again, these two things about self-abandonment and where you're leaking energies do tie in to one another. So all of this is going to be so clear because this will, again, we're moving through this electrical and fiery energy that is revealing the distortions within ourselves, as well as the collective in the earth, and also on a cosmic level. This will also give us greater opportunity to witness the victim consciousness and the creator consciousness, and any conflicts that we're having between the two of them within ourselves and what is playing out in the greater collective. And this is a big one, the power dynamic, and how we are giving away our power, how we disempower ourselves, where we're pulling in somebody else's power. And, we're going to be asked to really come into ourselves and get a real sense of ourselves where we're not pulling on somebody else's energy, we're not allowing people to pull on our energy. And this can be quite, again, destabilizing and unsettling because we've not had a sense of ourselves. But, when we are in alignment, our bodies will give us the clues. When we're going down a path that is not true to us, we'll feel this sense of contraction, this sense of restriction, this tightness, this resistance. And then when we are in alignment, we'll get this sense of expansion. And again, when we're in alignment, we'll get this sense of the clarity. The clarity will come once we align. And so we're not in alignments, we'll face more fogginess and fogginess and fogginess. And then if you make a different choice, the fogginess is saying, hey, choose a different choice. And when you do that, the clarity will then come. So the key thing here is going forward into these energies for this year is to really become your own ally from within. The more that you become your true self, and the way to do that, I can hear you guys saying, but Pika, how do I become my true self? Or how do I know what is my energy? How do I know what is somebody else's energy? But this is who I've always been. I can hear all of that in your energy field. There is something here. The more you spend time in stillness and in peace, whether that's walk through nature, grounding, saunas, whatever it is that brings you connection with yourself, and you anchor into it and you expand it out, you get a sense of yourself. And it's not a label, it's not something that you can strategize, it's not something that you can think through, it's not something that you can write out. It is a feeling, it is a knowing, and it feels like home. It feels peaceful, it feels still. I'm just tapping into it so I can describe what it feels like. And it just feels like you can just let go. That's what it feels like, and that's where you're being invited to. And the reason why we struggle to kind of come into that is because we've lived in a world where we've been taught to fit into the conditioned constructs. So this is why everything is changing for us, for all of us, in all different levels. Whether it's work, whether it's friendships, whether it's family, whether it's partnership, it's all changing. And sometimes we don't want to let go of things outside of us. Maybe we've got our status, we've got a sense of self based on our status of who we are in the corporate workspace, or who we are because we are married, or we have children, we have this home, we have this car, and the universe is asking you to let that go. That's a hard ask. But then when you do come back into yourself and you make that choice, you feel this liberation. So until that point, you're going to feel this unsettling and destabilizing energy where it's asking you to let go, asking you to let go. And once you do make that choice to let go, you will then drop into this liberation and exhilaration energy. Right? And then you'll expand and you become more, you get a sense of who you truly are. And the truth is, we all know and we all have that sense. We've just distracted ourselves and kept ourselves busy so that we don't feel ourselves. But now going forward, we're really being asked to feel who we truly are. And then for the whole of this month and going forward, and I see it for the rest of this year, to be honest, there's a real sense of split that is happening at all levels of the earth, the personal, collective, and the cosmic level. And one of the splitting is that there is this sense of fighting the old and holding on to the old, like fighting within, fighting to hold on to the old, what is known, fighting against that fear to have a sense of control. So you're fighting and you're fighting, you're fighting, and it gets more tighter and tighter and tighter, and you get more controlling, more manipulative. So that is one way of being. And then there's a split happening where there are people that are moving into this direction of surrendering, letting go, trusting in the unknown. And there's an expansion that is happening in that. And in that state and in that way of being, we're building something new that's intangible, and it's birthing through us, through our human bodies. So I feel that many of us will experience this kind of splitting sensation within ourselves. We'll experience it in our families, we'll experience it in our friendships, we'll experience it in work, we'll experience it in the world. You can see it already playing out in the collective. And this is playing out on the earth level and on the cosmic level. So keep coming back into yourself. All right, before I dive into the first theme for this month, let me share the overall message that I got from the guides. And the guides go, no, you are not going crazy. You have entered a time like no other. No, there is no going back. The storms have arrived and more are brewing. They are electrical in nature, designed to illuminate the distorted shadows, revealing what was once hidden to the naked eye. The fear, judgment, shame, control, and manipulation. Fighting to keep a hold on you. A mind-made program. We say, own what is yours and release what is not. Come into your heart center. Focus your intention and attention inwards and harness the electrical storms for your own illumination. So if you don't listen to anything else on this insight, if you keep hold of this message, it is everything that you need. It's telling you what is happening, where we're going, why it's happening, and what to do. And if you keep holding onto this message, it will rejig the energy and the frequencies within you. I think all of the message this month is like a roadmap. It is a clue. It's telling us what is happening. It's telling us how we can navigate it. And it's giving us the frequency energies to help us to move through it as well. So the clearing, the new energies, the purification. So these messages this month are really, really powerful. And I think this is why it's taken me so long to kind of get to these insights, because I think I've had to move through them as well. Right, before I dive into the first themes, let me do a quick recap of the themes from January. And they were old and new flip-flopping, acceptance through agitation, own your truth, and art of receiving. If any of those themes resonate with you, do go back and watch the January insights. All right, let's move on to the first theme for this month. And it's a good one. It's a good one. And the first theme is called Feel Your Way Through. And the guides go. The world you knew and were born into now no longer exists. We ask you not to fear this truth, as it keeps you trapped in the conditioned construct, a mind-made program that disconnects you from your heart and prevents your remembering. Remember, you were born of these times for these times. Remember you're remembering, it is time to go within yourself, into your heart. Leave the safety prison of your mind behind. Feel your way through. Feeling your feelings, we say, let go. Hold space and trust what cannot be seen. This is the path, and it shall lead you back home into your heart, illuminating the truth of who you truly are. So, A beautiful, 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 beautiful message. And I think the first line of this is like, the world that we were born into and the world that we knew doesn't exist, and there is no going back. And I think that's what the first overall message said. And I think with that, a lot of fear is going to come up. So we need to move through that fear. We cannot strategize, okay, here are all the things I'm going to put into place so that I do not feel this fear. You have to sink into the fear. And one of the things that I think I mentioned in my group session last month is that to meet fear with love, kindness, and compassion, you meet it. Oftentimes with fear, we end up trying to strategize it. We try and find a solution out of it. We stop ourselves from feeling that feeling because it is, again, like I said, it's unsettling, it's destabilizing. But when you feel your way through, you kind of then move from your head to your heart. And this is what this message is about. We are moving from our minds, from our head, into our heart. And the only way through to that place is by feeling our way through. And what I love about this is to leave the safety, the words that are, leave the safety prison of your mind behind. And here are the tools. And how do you do that? How do you walk on this untrodden path that we don't even know? You let go, you hold space, and trust what cannot be seen. And that is completely, it boggles the mind if you think about it, right? But when you drop into your heart, the heart knows there's a wisdom that goes beyond what the mind can comprehend. And I feel that this theme is really talking to that and asking us to feel our way through. And that there's something here, the more that we allow ourselves to feel our way through, is to also, we start to then discern what is ours, what is not. If we're always in our head, we're picking up, and sometimes we're really hypervigilant, so we're picking up on energies that don't actually belong to us, and then we're trying to process them, and then we're trying to strategize them, and then we think that it belongs to us. So when you start to feel your way through, and you know what you feel like, you can easily discern what is yours and what is not. And there is something here that is, when we are in our minds, it is so much easy to get caught up in what is going out on the collective at the moment. It is so easy to get caught up in the distortion. It's so easy to go down a rabbit hole into the polarization and lose yourself in the process. And that will feel like you're going crazy as well. There is that sense. So you have to keep coming back into your heart. And the wordings that I got here is when your attention is scattered, it's easy for you to become fragmented. When you are fragmented, it is easy for your energy to be pulled. When your energy is pulled, you are most likely pulling on energy yourself from the outside in and not connected within yourself. So the new currency at the moment and where we're going to is energy, and knowing what your own energy feels like. And so you could sit with it, and if you're feeling that you're in your head, you can ask, okay, you can take a few deep breaths, come into your heart center, expand your heart, breathe, and then release. And you can hold your breath in your heart. And you can, what I love to do in the guided meditations that I do with the group is we imagine that you're breathing in the energy of love, kindness, and compassion. And as you exhale, you're breathing out the energies of resistance, breathing out the energies of fear. You're breathing out the energies of everything and anything that doesn't belong to you and that no longer serves you. So you can really use your breath to really come into your heart center and feel your way through. And why this is important is that the old mechanisms, and some of us are going to have to find new mechanisms, and I most certainly have had to find new mechanisms for this. And I'll give you an example. So I had an experience in January where I was in this state of, oh my God, expansion, things happening, things moving. Then I had this experience where something old came up. And what I was so incredibly proud of was that because I'm now so used to holding space, I allowed myself to feel everything, feel what my old self would have felt like, that kind of panic, and say, yes, I need to say yes to this opportunity, otherwise it's never going to come back again, and I'm screwed if I don't take it, So I held that space. One, I didn't feel any of it, but I can feel the mind moving through that. And I held that space, but I could also feel something that was so much deeper that was within me, this deeper sense of knowing. And it did take a couple of days to articulate it, but I knew something, but I couldn't articulate it. So I held space for it. And by holding space for it, I was then able to articulate the knowing. And as I was able to articulate the knowing, I could then take the right action that was from me, that came from within me, versus doing something that I've always done. So this is the way that you move from the old mechanism, the old operating system, into something new. And that's why when I said about the fork in the road at the overall theme, that some of us will choose what we've always chosen, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you can be the new version of yourself having an old experience. And if you have the old experience or experience an old landscape, can you make different choices at that point? Because you'll end up having another fork at that point. Right? Do you continue to choose what you've always chosen because that is what you know, or you give yourself that permission and allow yourself permission and that trust within yourself to choose something that you've never chosen, knowing that there's a part of you that knows something that is beyond what your mind can even comprehend at this point in time. So this is really a journey as well, coming into your heart, but also a journey back into wholeness. And you do this. Here's some tools that you can do to kind of come back into wholeness. You do this by facing your shadows. If we are operating from our minds, we're also avoiding our wounding as well, and those woundings will then create the shadows that we then end up projecting out, and we're not taking ownership of it. So to face our shadows and take the owning, and feeling our feelings allows us to do that. And when we let go, we hold space, and we trust the intangible, we can also start to integrate parts of ourselves, and then it gets this new operating system up and running. And the more that we drop into our hearts, we realize how closed our hearts are. So it also gets our hearts to open up. So there's a lot that is going on so many different levels. And so this is why that some of you may need to get extra support, and those extra support could be that you having to change how you receive support and what you do. So I know I go through phases. So right now for me is seeking more bodywork support so that I can expand the energy that I'm receiving into my body and hold it without it depleting me, or hold it and expand it through me as well, so that the body can really recalibrate. So things that can help, and I think I've mentioned these before, is breath work, grounding. For me it's swimming and cold plunges and saunas, but I know that's not going to be for everyone. But you can also do something like cranial, get some energy healing, get some coaching, get some therapy. All of this stuff will help. All of these I don't even know the word, my brain's gone blank, but all this support will help you to move your way through the energies this month and going forward. Right, let's move on to the second theme. And I forgot to say, I've recorded this so many times and I am riffing now, so we'll see how long this insight takes and where we go with it. I love this theme so much on so many levels, and it's something that came up in the group meditation last month, and I feel a lot of what's happening is that it's kind of all connected. So theme 2 is called Be the Lighthouse. And the guides go: the time has come, the time is now. The storms are arriving, the earth is shaking, the sun is blazing. Awaken in cosmic light within your hearts. You must now rise. Be the lighthouse that you have come here to be. Stand tall, stand strong, center yourself in your heart, and emanate your light. Your mind cannot fathom these times, yet your heart knows the wisdom of your soul. Do not be swayed by the waves of darkness. Connect to the cosmic light and anchor it in to the earth, being the light-encoded technology of the earth, the sun, the moon, and the stars, illuminating the path for those lost at seas, wailing in grief, inviting them back home to their hearts. Be the lighthouse you have come here to be. So a very, very, very powerful message. Again, it talks about the times that we're in, and it's also helping us to remember what the purpose is. And the way that you know, the lines that really stood out here is like, be the lighthouse you have come here to be. So that is about remembering who you are and why you are here at this time and why you've chosen to be here at this time. And do not get swayed by the waves of darkness. So when you are really embodying the lighthouse, very much like the lighthouse that we get here, you beam the light out. You do not get swayed by the waves of darkness. The lighthouse doesn't jump into the sea and goes and rescues the boat, does it? A lighthouse just stands there. And again, this is the same thing. And I'm going to go to a swimming analogy because I did lifeguard training when I was a teenager. Totally forgot it all now. But the thing that keeps coming up and I keep remembering is that they teach you that if somebody is panicking in the water, that you don't just go up to them and save them, because it's more likely that you're both going to drown because they are just panicking and they're in survival mode. So if they're in that mode, they can also drown you too. So they often say you keep your distance and you talk them into a calm state and you give them instructions. And then you tow them, or then you swim with them, or then you help them out of the pool, or you help them in the sea, whatever it is. It's, you know, you get them to vibrate at your level. So that is the thing, because if you then go in, you will end up drowning. So this is why it's so important at the moment to be the lighthouse. And what they're saying here is that when you are the lighthouse, this is a way of being within your own energy. And I think for some of us, we are stepping out on the old way of being. The old operating system would have asked you to go in and save someone. And if you didn't go and save someone, like I'm using the swimming example again, the life-saving example again, if you didn't go and save someone, you're a bad person, that you're selfish. So I think many of us, especially empaths, we basically self-sacrifice. This is why the abandonments theme that is also coming up this month is that we would have, you know, poured our energy into someone that is needing it, and then we are left depleted. And then when we are depleted, we become resentful, and then we're pulling on somebody else's energy to get filled up. So then we're in this cyclical cycle. But when you're standing strong and tall in the light and emanating the light you're also emitting this light encoded technology that then says to those that are lost at sea and wailing in their grief that, hey, this is an invitation. You know, it's an invitation back home to your hearts. So you're inviting them back home to their own hearts. You're inviting them back home to their own hearts. So it's also very, very empowering versus disempowering. So what I've also been shown, and I think this will also come up in one of the other themes this month, is that the lighthouses will change in size. So you can start off being a little lighthouse, right? And then you can grow taller and stronger and be a bigger lighthouse. And then you grow taller and stronger again and become a bigger lighthouse. So this is never ending. So, you know, you keep allowing your lighthouse and you keep becoming that lighthouse and keep expanding and growing taller and stronger. And the image that I get is like little lighthouses with bigger lighthouses, and we can go through all of them. And there's times that we might need to just become the little lighthouse because we're focusing on something that is within ourselves. That is all also okay too. So, right. And the final thing I want to say about this theme is I think I've already said it, but I'm going to repeat it. I feel that this theme is really reminding us what our purpose is at this time on earth. For many of us that are light workers, that are healers, that are empaths, it's really reminding us, hey, this is how you were meant to operate. This is how you've always meant to operate. You have just forgotten. And I think going back to the first theme, because we've been operating in our heads, we then formed and slotted into the conditioned construct, and we were taught a way of operating to help others, but actually that was depleting us and wasn't good for us. And this way it's a win-win-win versus a win or lose situation. So yeah, very, very, very powerful theme for this month. All right, let's move on to the third theme for this month. And the third theme is called Fire Horse Energy. And the guides go, the Fire Horse energy is a powerful force of creative momentum through alignment. You are now being invited to step forward and enter into a passageway that shall lead you onto your path of destiny. But first, You must face the fire, allowing it to burn away all that cannot be taken with you. The old does not align with the new. The frequencies are not a match. Yet, as the old burns, through the ashes you can create anew. The phoenix shall rise through your creation as the formless takes form. The horse shall appear, revealing itself in alignment with your timing. If you choose to embark it, you shall be propelled forward onto your path of destiny. So, powerful, powerful, powerful message. And I've written notes here that makes absolutely no sense, but I'm going to describe the image that I got for this. And I think this is breaking down the energies of the fire horse and the different phases in terms of which we will go through to really, really harness this energy. So the first thing is that we're being invited into this passageway. And this is a passageway that I keep seeing. It's like a walkway that you cannot go backwards. You step into it and then you have to move forward. And the image that I got for this, imagine that you're at the airport, and I don't know what the technical terminology is, but you know, at the airport you get these kind of walkways that are electrical, so you can stand on them and you can have your suitcase and it will take you to the next point. And they're generally between the terminals and where you're going to kind of catch the flight. So you can stand on it and it will take you to the next point. You can walk along it, which will get you faster there. You can run along it, especially if you're going to miss your flight. You can run along it and that will get you even faster. But running and walking will take more energy and more effort. If you were to stand there, you will still get there. It will just take longer and it won't be that much of an effort. And then what I was then shown is that if you start walking backwards, you know, you can't go backwards. I mean, if you do walk really fast, you can get off back again, but it takes energy and effort because you're moving in the wrong direction or the direction you're meant to be traveling. So you'll face resistance as you do that. So that is the first step, and that is the passageway, which I feel that this is what it's describing here. And as you're on this passageway, if you stand on it and allow what needs to be burnt to be, to burn away, and be released, what you then get is like you're in this pile of ashes, right? The burning is uncomfortable because you're having to kind of face all the things that you are comfortable with, that you have known, and you're having to let them go and letting to turn into ashes. And that does cause a lot of grief and sadness and rage and terror. You'll feel all of them. That's why it's so important to feel your way through, because feeling those feelings will allow you to move through it, because that's a clearing in itself. That's a purification that is happening within itself. And then let me just see my notes here. So you're moving on that passageway, on that moving walkway at the airport, from the old into the new. And then, you're asking to be held, like to let go and hold space and trust. And it's very, very, very uncomfortable. And then what happens? You then get into this creative space where you've got the opportunity to create something new, right? And you can create something new, but whether you do or not, the phoenix is going to rise. And through that, whatever was in the invisible becomes visible, formless into form. And then when it's time, the horse shall appear. But also, again, I think this whole phrase about revealing itself in alignment with your timing. So each and every one of us, all because we are not riding that horse at the moment, doesn't mean that we're behind. There is a timing to it and there's an alignment to it. So we will all kind of get there. And it's like if you miss the flight, there's always another flight and you will get there. So I feel that this is what this is. I just got this image of the airport. It's the best way I can describe this theme. But I do feel it is allowed. It is going to be uncomfortable, but yeah, it's so, so empowering. And I feel as we get onto this horse, it's going to take us forward onto our path of destiny. And on that path of destiny, we cannot take anything that is old with us, because we are creating something new that doesn't yet exist, and it's being formed from the ashes of the old. So I think that's another thing. All we're creating, the image that I'm getting shown now is like we're pulling on this cosmic light and weaving that into our experience and creating something that has more of a light encoded technology. So yeah, there's a lot to this, but hopefully that helps you to kind of I think the message in itself for this theme speaks for itself. All right, let's move on to the fourth and final theme for this month. And the theme 4 is called Waves of Awakening. And the guides go: you are awakening to new levels of consciousness. This, we say, is unfolding in perfect timing, in alignment with the greater tapestry at play. That's weaving these waves of awakening with cosmic light encoded technology. Who you truly are is being revealed to you. Fear it not. You are in a period of transition, remembering the mission you have chosen, the soul family that you shall fulfill it with. You are a lighthouse in the waves of awakening, emitting a frequency for those that seek alignment with their souls. You are being awakened by lighthouses that emit the frequency of your soul. So I feel that this is a very circular message, and it's so beautiful. And I think it really speaks to how, you know, in these waves of awakening, they're just waves upon waves upon waves, and we're all helping one another out. And all we need to do is to be the lighthouse. So as much as we are being a lighthouse for somebody else, there is somebody that is being a lighthouse for us. And then there's somebody that's being a lighthouse for them. And there's somebody being a lighthouse for them. And then as we move through it, as we expand, and as I said in theme 2, we then grow taller and stronger in this lighthouse energy. And therefore, you know, we move into, like, we become different lighthouses for different frequencies. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense, but the image that I get is one of lighthouses behind lighthouses behind lighthouses. And you can only sense and feel those that are in frequency alignment, you know, with us. So obviously just soul's calling. And then there is this sense here for this theme, which is, I think this year we're going to experience many periods where it feels like a transition period. And what I'm getting is this February at the moment, mid-February to mid-March, feels like a transition period. And I think that it might be coming out on this insights in terms of how I'm delivering these insights. You kind of don't know whether you're coming or going in this transition period, but there is definitely awakening that is happening and you haven't quite landed. So I think that is something that just keep on allowing yourself to land, allow yourself to go through this transition place, take a moment, take a pause and land. And I think that is a key message for me to kind of come back and land, because there's going to be another transitional period, which is April to July, another one between August and September, then October to February 27. And the message that I've got is these are waves of awakening, which is going to keep increasing to that there are levels, and some of them will be levels of the tsunami, some of them will be gentle waves, some of them will be bigger waves. So the more that we can land and keep coming back, and I think landing is going to be a skill. I'm not getting any more information on that, but I will tune into that for next month, because I think that landing, actually I'm getting it now. So what I'm being shown is that as we go through these waves of awakening, instead of going through them and then going through the next one, going through the next one, going through the next one, if we do that, we then end up getting depleted and will be out of whack. So go through one, land, then allow the next one to come, land, go through the next one, then land. And for some of us, it may be one or two that we need to go through the waves of awakening and then land, but keep anchoring it in. And the image that I'm getting, and I didn't share this with the theme 2, and I've just been reminded now of it, which is, you know, become a tree. Imagine that you are a tree, and your arms and your fingers and your hands are the branches and the twigs of the tree, and you stretch them up out into the sky, and you allow the cosmic light to kind of weave into your fingertips and through your hands, through your arms, into your body, into your heart center, and you bring all of that energy all the way down. So you are a tree, you imagine that you're a tree, and you're bringing that energy all the way down, and then through your feet become the roots of the tree, and then through the roots of the tree, that your feet, you bring all of this beautiful energy into the earth. And then you get the circular motion where the earth energy comes up to you, up through you, and out through your fingertips into the cosmos. So there's a circular energy that is happening. And I feel like with all these waves of awakening is to kind of come back into your heart center anchor into your heart center, ground deeper, and land that new energy, because I think it's going to be very, very easy to get very floaty. And if you end up getting floaty, then it's easier for your energy to be pulled, and it's then difficult to use your discernment of discerning what is your energy, what is not your energy. So it's really getting us to land within ourselves. So massive energies this month, and I just think they're going to get more wilder and more bigger. And I do feel that even for me, like doing these insights, I feel that, you know, I've done them one particular way, and I'm just now wondering, oh, is there another way to do them? You know, because I'm really struggling to bring them out to you guys, and it's like I sit with them and I sit with them and I sit with them, and nothing comes through. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next month. I'm totally committed to bringing these insights to you guys, but like sometimes I do struggle with bringing the information through. So I hope all of this has helped you, and if it has, thank you so much for watching these insights. Please do go ahead and share this with your loved ones, your families, your friends, and your co-workers. Comment below, leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Every little bit helps me. And then if you're looking for extra support this month, come and join the energetic alignment session, which is our group healing journeys, and that is taking place on Sunday the 22nd of February at our usual time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. European time. And the theme this month is called Fire Horse Energy. So just if you don't know, the structure of this is that we do a 10-minute introduction, 30-minute guided meditation. Then there is a group share where you each get a chance to share what you experienced in your journeys. Then with that, I give you some insights if it comes through, like intuitive guidance. And then you learn from each other in the group. And that's the most beautiful thing that I get to witness. And that brings me so much joy to witness everyone sharing and learning from each other. It's an incredible community, and the community is the way forward. And then once we've done the group share, I bring through the guys and they talk directly to the group, and then you get a chance to ask them questions. Although I'm not sure if they're going to let you guys answer questions this month. They may just come through with a message and a frequency healing, which is what they do. And that tends to be about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I think last month it went a little bit longer, but it's all good. It's all very powerful work. So yeah, so if you're curious about that, do go ahead to my website and you can sign up for that below. Otherwise, thank you all so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching these insights, 50 minutes in, however long it's been. But I hope that this has been helpful to you. Please do let me know in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you all next month. Bye for now.